Ciao, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new here, my name is Caroline. I share all things modern Mediterranean living, and that means lots and lots of Mediterranean diet recipes, like the 3 that I will be featuring in today's recipe video. If you're watching this within the week that I upload, then Happy New Year! So excited for a very, very zestful new year. I would love to know what made you want to click on this video, click on my channel, and learn more about the modern Mediterranean diet and lifestyle. That is so helpful for me, so that I can keep creating, hopefully, really valuable things for you guys. If you don't know, I do have a modern Mediterranean diet guide. It's basically a 101 of the modern Mediterranean diet, the lifestyle, how to get started, some tips, some things to know if you're starting in the Mediterranean lifestyle. So please check out that guide. I have a little code for you guys, specifically if you're watching this video. If you're looking to start 2025 off really well, this guide will seriously help you. It just gives you all those basics and just a bunch of knowledge in a really consumable package, so you can feel confident and empowered and knowledgeable about the modern Mediterranean diet and the lifestyle. And the last thing that I'm doing to really kick off a very zestful 2025 is I am sending out a Modern Mediterranean Monday newsletter with tips and tricks every single week on how to lose weight with the modern Mediterranean diet. So down below you can find the links to the recipes in this recipe video, a link to my guide, and the code you can use to get a little discount on it. And you will also be able to sign up for my newsletter. So that's all my housekeeping and announcements to start off 2025. As you can see, I'm very excited and zestful. Now let's talk about the recipes in this recipe video. I made 3 sauces. Homemade sauces are so much lower in calorie, so much more nutritionally beneficial for us, and they just totally make or break a meal and how delicious it can be, how healthy it can be. I also wanted to focus on high protein, and I also wanted to focus on a lot of herbs and zest. It is January. It is usually kind of a bleak time of year. It's not a very vibrant time of year, but I believe that's such a false misconception. It is a very zestful start of the year because citrus is in season. There are so many herbs in season, so I really wanted to highlight a lot of citrus, a lot of herbs in all of these recipes. I wanted to make them quite high protein, and I wanted to showcase a sauce in each one and how you can use the sauce in so many different ways. So let's hop into recipe number 1. Recipe number 1, I made a delicious yogurt sauce. Yogurt is incredible on meat, to marinate meat, because it really helps tenderize it and just make the meat so moist and super flavorful. I did half of it on the chicken to marinate it, and then I have leftover yogurt sauce. You could use all this yogurt sauce on the chicken. I think I used about 1.5 pounds. You could double the chicken amount and that way use up all of this yogurt sauce. It's just really nice to have sauces on hand ready to go. So I thought if I'm already going through the process of making a sauce to marinate the chicken, why not make it enough so I have a little bit more for any other meals that I want throughout the week. I wanted to use obviously lots of zest, so a whole lemon zested and juiced. And then I also used a bunch of spices, dried oregano. The spices were like some smoked paprika, hot paprika. I also did Aleppo pepper flakes. There's also some cumin, coriander, cardamom, cloves. You could have even added cinnamon to this because I was kind of going for a little bit of like some Moroccan spice, but just lots of spices. I wanted layers and layers of spices. So it's tangy, it's spicy, it's creamy, it's bright. It adds so much flavor to the chicken. And you know, you marinate the chicken for like 3 or 4 hours. If you want to do it the day before even, that's okay. You could also marinate this chicken in the Ziploc baggie and freeze it in its marinade and then unfreeze it when you want to cook it. So if you want to like meal prep a double batch and cook off one and then freeze the other one for like in 2 weeks, it would be a great idea. It is 20 degrees out here right now. So there's no way to avoid this little thing because she's obsessed with chicken. If you hear her little feet on the ground, it's because I cooked chicken and she absolutely needs it. Anyways, grilled chicken is my favorite. I love that the yogurt gets that little charred goodness. So you don't have to grill the chicken. You could bake it, you could pan fry it, air fry it, however you want to cook the chicken. I just recommend leaving it out for 30 minutes before you go to cook it so that it comes closer to room temperature. That way it cooks more evenly. Super juicy. If you want it really, really juicy, flavorful, and spicy, oh my gosh, it's totally got a kick. You could marinate lots of things with this yogurt marinade. If you need a sandwich sauce, if you need something to dip like things into kind of sauce, this sauce can be used for so many amazing things. I absolutely love a yogurt sauce. And I think I need to put this chicken down and move on to recipe number 2. For recipe number 2, I'm featuring lime. Lime is not super popular on the Mediterranean diet, but this is the modern Mediterranean diet where I like to incorporate more flavors than what specifically is the Mediterranean region. So I did a ginger lime sauce. So simple, so easy, so refreshing. Again, I wanted to bring some zest, some bright, fun flavors into January, some just happy goodness. I have a lot of lime, a lot of ginger, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of honey, and then you could also do like a million things with this, which I don't know if me giving you guys all these suggestions either helps you get creative or like overwhelms you with ideas. But for me, like I almost wanted to add tahini and water to this to make like a ginger lime tahini sauce, but that wasn't what I needed for this specific recipe. And so now you have a delicious just ginger lime dressing. You know me by now, you know that one of my favorite foods ever, halloumi. Halloumi is an amazing cheese from Cyprus, and it is called a squeaky cheese because it's great for grilling or frying or sauteing. It just gets golden brown on the edges. It doesn't really melt, just gets nice and soft. And I love it because it's in dried mint, which is so delicious, and it's briny and salty, and it's a super, super delicious cheese. I made a batch of this ginger lime sauce marinade. You could marinate a bunch of things with that, and that's what I did today is I marinated the halloumi in this delicious honey ginger lime sauce. And I'm gonna pan fry the halloumi, and that is gonna be my protein source because it's super high in protein. Cheese is one of the best vegetarian complete protein sources. So I talk about this in my Mediterranean diet guide, how important it is to be eating complete proteins if you are vegetarian or vegan. Complete protein is having all the essential amino acids in the food. Long story short is I've had this cheese marinating and I'm just gonna fry it up. Because you're gonna say, Caroline, like, what are you gonna do with all this leftover sauce, right? Well, let me tell you. I'm going to make a super herby salad. One thing that I'm gonna be doing in 2025 is making herb salads a thing. There's millions of reasons why the Mediterranean diet is so incredible. And one of the #1 reasons in my head is because they eat so many herbs. People sleep on herbs. Herbs are a powerhouse of incredible medicinal nutrients. Maybe I'm just really weird and love a lot of zest, a lot of herbs, a lot of flavor. So in the cilantro salad, I did the stems and the leaves. I also want to make 2025 about eating the whole thing. It always breaks my heart to chop up parsley and cilantro and waste so much of those stems because they are so incredible for us. Cilantro and the lentils, as well as some pine nuts. Pine nuts are gonna add a delicious nuttiness and also some like butteriness to the salad. And then pomegranate, it is the season of pomegranate. I have an obsession with them. They make me so happy. Every time I see pomegranates in a dish, I like think they're little tiny gems, like rubies throughout a dish. Of course, I'm gonna add in more herb, a little bit of mint, so refreshing, so bright, so delicious. And then a little bit of chopped arugula as well, because the arugula is gonna add a little bite. I think about textures and flavors so much with my recipes for you guys. This is such a light dish. Talk about a great weight loss dish, but it's so satisfying and you feel like you're eating something so utterly delicious because you have so many flavors, so many textures. This is so bright, so refreshing for winter time. The crunchy, juicy pomegranates, the nutty, chewy lentils. You have the super salty, briny, amazing cheese. This is such a light and hearty meal. The lentil, cilantro, ginger lime salad. I would recommend meal prepping that. It keeps for so long in the fridge. You can add so many other veggies to this. You could add so many different types of proteins. This lentil salad with the yogurt chicken, perfect combo together. If you have never tried halloumi, you have to try halloumi if you love cheese. It is so chewy, so incredible. So delicious. I don't know what else to say besides you have to try this. I'm gonna take one more amazing bite and we're gonna move on to recipe number 3. recipe, I am doing a citrus herb pistachio crusted salmon. I will leave in my recipe description the other types of fish you could do. I went up to my fishmonger and asked for like just a beautiful cut pound of salmon. I told him I was gonna like bake it. I wanted a big thick fillet. So any kind of fish that you can get a big beautiful fillet of would work great with this. Could you do just individual ones too? Sure. 4 6-ounce little strips of fish. For this, I made a beautiful encrusting topping of orange and lemon. I really recommend orange. Orange reminds me so much of the winter. Like when I smell orange, I think of the winter time. Could even do lime if you wanted to. The zest and the juice, of course, extra virgin olive oil, loads and loads of herbs. I'm talking parsley, mint, I think I added in rosemary and thyme, some green onions. I really love the green onion because it adds so much of that oniony flavor, but in such a beautiful, herbaceous, not overpowering way. You could also do chives, a little bit of garlic, of course, add as much or as little as you'd like, salt and pistachios. It's a really simple encrusting. The beautiful thing about the bed of citrus is it's gonna make the fish so extra fragrant. And then the citrus underneath is gonna be so soft and roasted, so that juice will be a beautiful sauce to add on top. I'm roasting it at a high heat of 425, and you only bake it for, depends on the thickness. So like for every 1/2 inch, you would bake it at 425 for like 5 or 6 minutes. And the other reason why I love to bake it on the bed of citrus is, you know, when you bake fish, this whole house could probably smell like fish because we're baking fish, but because I'm baking it on a bed of citrus, and all the herbs and garlic and goodness on the encrusting part of the fish, it smells delicious. I can't even smell the fish. I just smell all the citrus and the herbs and the deliciousness. So I'm so excited to try this salmon. Salmon is out of the oven. You want to look for a nice like golden, starting to like almost get golden dark on the edges of the salmon. Whatever you can see that's like peeking out from the beautiful like citrus or pistachio crust on the top. When you pull it out of the oven and kind of like tap on the side of the fish, you definitely want it to be firm. You don't want to like jiggle the pan, and the fish shouldn't jiggle. It should definitely be firm. For every 1/2 inch, I would say 6 or 7 or so minutes. You want to also let it rest for, I would say like 10 minutes. It does need to be foiled because it will get cool pretty quickly, but you definitely want it to rest since salmon is such a fatty fish. It lets all the juices kind of go back into the meat, distribute well, and not totally run out when you go to cut into it. It's flaky. There's so much texture and flavor that comes from the beautiful crust on top. Fish is so important on the Mediterranean diet. Even if you don't like fish, there are so many ways to get the healthy fats in the diet, like that you can find through fish or any other, the vitamins and minerals. You can find that in so many of the other types of whole foods that are a part of the Mediterranean diet. So don't be discouraged if you don't like fish. You could also make this recipe with like meat or other kinds of proteins. But if you do like fish, try to eat it more often if you like fish or seafood, because it is such a staple to the Mediterranean diet. Always choosing a variety, because what I love about seafood and fish that always gets me super excited is that there's so much of a variety, so you don't have to pick the same fish like every single time you go to make it. You could try a different type of fish, a different type of seafood, get experimental with it, get creative with it. Anyways, I'm gonna finish this bite and enjoy my delicious salmon. And that concludes this recipe video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you got something out of this video, whether it's something new to try, a new idea, a tip about cooking or the modern Mediterranean diet or lifestyle. Please don't forget to leave a comment below of what you're looking forward to most learning about the modern Mediterranean diet or the lifestyle, why you clicked on this video, what you would like to see from me. That's so helpful for me to know so that I can continue making videos that are helpful for you. And I'm just so grateful, so excited to create a very zestful 2025. I just wanted to say once again, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I hope you create a very zestful day.